All right. Hello, everyone. I haven't streamed for like 3 months and I've changed a bunch of stuff around here. So I don't even know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the music is too loud. And we'll go from there. Wow, that's a huge delay. Interesting. I wonder why we have such a huge delay. Huh. Anyway, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the music is too loud. Yeah. So, all I want to do today is set up the Nix Home Manager. I wanted to do this for a very long time and never have time to play with it. It's supposed to be very straightforward. You just install it. You list all the apps that you need. Right. Hey, Yorick. Cool. Yeah, I'm not a Nix expert. Just straight from the start. But I have been using it for a couple of years. Like on a slow burner basis because a bunch of other things had priorities. I recently lost all of my superpowers. So anyway, since you're here, let me know if you hear me well. Let me know if the music is too loud because I changed a bunch of stuff and I haven't streamed for like 3 months. So all right, so if you're new to Nix, Nix is I recently made a video about it. Let's actually go there real quick. Not that, hold up. Let's go to it like here. So, yeah, pretty much that one, right? So this is a Nix flake for Scala, and in there I pretty much give an introduction to Nix as well. Basically, it's a package manager. It's also a language for describing builds. Unfortunately, the language is also called Nix. There's also an operating system based on Nix. And there is I believe it's a community created tool called Home Manager, which allows you to declaratively decide like what you have installed on your machine. Actually, I should probably show this scene too because I'm showing my screen, right? So it's this video, right? So I have another video called Stove, how to synchronize your files with your dot files with Stove. And so one of the problems that you have there is that, sure, you synchronize your dot files, but how are you synchronizing what is even installed on your machine? And Home Manager is a solution to solve that. It can actually manage dot files as well. So you can describe like everything in the Nix language in this one Home Manager configuration. But I'm not interested in doing it just yet. I figured out, I realized like back in the when I started playing with Nix, I realized that it's a deep rabbit hole, and it's better to start playing with it slowly. Like I came up with like my own roadmap. I didn't even write it down because it was so straightforward. My roadmap was simple. Okay, so first I'm gonna start using it just as a package manager. I'm not gonna write like my own Nix scripts or anything, and then I'll switch to this new Nix command, right? So instead of doing like Nix-env for installing things, I will do like Nix profile install. And, then I'll do Home Manager and, and in the Home Manager, I will just like list the files, the programs that I want to have installed. And then eventually, I will also use it to configure my stuff. Like for now, I'm totally fine with using Stove to configure my applications. So all I want to do today, and by the way, I have only like 1 hour to stream because yesterday was my birthday and today we're going to celebrate. And so I have like 1 hour. So all I want to do is I want to install the Nix Home Manager, and I'll basically just like list all of the programs that I want to have installed, and I just wanted to install those programs. Okay, we'll see how it will behave because I currently already have a bunch of stuff installed. Maybe we'll need to have to uninstall it. Yeah, we'll see. Also, installing Home Manager used to be easy because you could use the Nix channels. So basically, you could use the Nix package manager the same as you would use like any other package manager. You add a channel when there's an update to a channel, you get like new stuff. You can still do that, but there's also a way to use Nix flakes to install the Home Manager, and it basically boils down to writing your own Nix flake, which is not a big deal because obviously there's docs, so you just copy paste it basically. So this is what we're gonna do today. Let me check some stuff real quick. That is fine, that is fine, that is fine. All right. Hold up real quick. What is happening here? Why do I see this dot? Oh, okay, because somebody wrote something. Let's check what people are writing. Right. You'll survive. It's all recorded, so maybe I should write this because he's not here. It's gonna stay on YouTube forever. All right. So let's go to Home Manager. Well, we should probably put Nix in there. All right. Oh, new CSS, great. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. Most likely we will do everything in a fresh WSL instance. Let me see. Okay, I actually have one. I'm gonna delete that one. Right, so I am on Windows because I'm a content creator. I'm a little bit confined to using Windows, and so I use WSL for most things. And in there, like all of my WSL distributions, they use Ubuntu 20.04. All right. Okay, somebody's at the door. Just give me 1 second. All right, just a delivery. So what was I doing? I was doing something. Did I close it? Oh, I unregistered. I unregistered DVM, right? It's like whenever I play with new things, it's better just to like spin up a WSL distribution and play in there. While it loads, let's check my Discord again. All right, I'll check that later. All right, there we go. So, but yeah, there it was right there. That one. Yep. Just give it to me. Thank you for reminding me about the distro, right? All right, it says that it will take a few minutes. It will actually take just a couple of seconds. By the way, I have videos about WSL that explain how to set up multiple distributions and stuff. Okay, like we're not really concerned with privacy here because this is just a temporary VM, but still. All right, so there we go. Okay, so just gonna open it with, I use Western, by the way. It's a really nice terminal. I just made a video about it. So 20 out of 4. All right, so I always do sudo apt install, no, sudo apt update and sudo apt -y full upgrade and sudo apt y, well, I actually don't need auto remove. There we go, again, sorry. All right. Okay, so while it does that, we should probably also install Nix right away, right? So Nix download Nix. By the way, guys, if you're on a Mac, and you install Nix like that, which is pretty much the only way how to install it, you should know that it puts a line that puts like Nix stuff on the path into /etc/ ZSH or something, or /CSHRC. And macOS, since macOS Catalina, which came out, I don't know, 5 years ago or whatever, I'm not a Mac person, so I don't know. It started shipping with ZSH by default. So basically ZSH is managed by Mac. And so whenever you update your Mac, occasionally it will override this entire file. And so this part that Nix inserted will be gone. There's actually an open issue. So if you Google that issue, like there will be like a line that you will need to like reinsert, because basically you update your Mac OS, your Nix stops working. That's what's up. Okay, so while it installs, let's go to the Nix Home Manager manual. There's a preface, a preface. Actually, how do you pronounce it? Let's see that. I don't know. Google Translate. That's what I wanted. Let's see. Preface. Okay, I was right. I don't know if you actually guys heard it. Yeah. Like all of my teammates like run into these issues all the time. Yeah, this is also something that I forgot to mention. Like at some point I started using Nix shells as well, and then Nix flakes for the Nix development shells instead of Nix shells. So we use them at work and stuff. All right. So the preface is basically that shit can go sideways, right? Blah blah blah. If you encounter problems, oh no, actually they changed it. Like it used to start with like, hey, it might break everything, and then whatever. All right, so there are 3 ways to install it. So you can use the tool standalone for platforms other than the NixOS and Darwin. This is the only available choice. So we're in WSL, so this is pretty much for us, right? So one standalone installation. The other ones is like how to use it like as a Nix module, and also how to use it on a Mac probably. All right, make sure you have a working Nix installation. How are we looking here? Okay, so let's go. So let's read the whole thing. Oh, thanks, man. Yes, cześć. I don't speak Polish, but I know like one or two words. Okay, so specifically make sure that your user is able to build and install Nix packages. For example, you should be able to successfully run a command like Nix instantiating server blah, blah, hello without having to switch to the root user. For a multi-user install on Nix, this means that your user must be covered by the allowed users NixOS option. For NixOS, you can control this option using the Nix allowed. Okay, so on WSL, we have a single user installation, so we don't need to worry about that. So this command will work, I'm pretty sure. I also have, probably we're not going to get to do that, but I also use a remote machine to do some development sometimes because my laptop overheats sometimes. And so over there it's a multi-user installation. So we might need to keep this in mind, okay? All right, so now that it says like add the appropriate home manager channel, like I don't want to do this with a channel. I want to do this with a flake. Actually, let's go here. So we need to go like, back out. Okay, which Nix? Also, I don't know if it's necessary, but no, actually it is pretty necessary because I'm going to use Nix flakes. So I'm going to go to github.com/dev-inside-you/scala seed, which is that Nix flake that I was talking about. And I'm going to copy and paste like this one line or 2 lines. Where the hell is it? This one. This will basically enable the new Nix command and the flakes. There we go. All right. So now let's actually, just for fun, let's actually do this thing. So let's see if it works like that. It totally should, right? Interesting. You did not specify add root. The result might be removed by the garbage collector. Okay, so this is just a way, so it has nothing to do with like roots and stuff. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, so it worked. All right. So again, like I don't want to do channels. If you do not plan on having Home Manager manage your shell configuration, then you must source session vars file in your shell configuration. Alternatively, source. Interesting. Interesting. I think they changed some stuff. Like I was reading this stuff, like I read this like many times over and over. I think they changed it. Okay, so this is technically already another option, but where's the flake? All right. Yeah, so it's experimental, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, so basically like this is what I did, you know, was with these two lines that I copy pasted. Yeah, so like this thing, like I put it into nixconf. Blah, 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 okay. Unlike the channel-based setup, home.nix will be evaluated when the flake is built. So it must be present before bootstrap of Home Manager from the flake. For interaction about writing Home Manager configuration. Okay, so see this for interaction. Okay, so okay, there we go. So this is actually what we wanted. I believe that this should have been mentioned in the beginning of this whole thing, right? It's like, hey, if you want flake, go like to the half of the page. Okay, setup of flake was a flake.nix as follows. So this is another thing. Like when I was reading this for the first time, and again, I'm not an expert, I would love the documentation to tell me where the hell to put it. Now, I actually found, give me a sec. I'm gonna open my thingy here. I found this blog over here, right? Which is, it's a little bit outdated. It's like 1 year and a couple of months old. And it basically said to basically have it as part of your dot file. So I already have like a dot files directory where I track my dot files. So this is a new WSL distribution, so it doesn't have it. So I'm just going to create a directory called dot files. And like once we're done here, I'm going to copy paste it to my real one. Okay. So in my real dot files that you can, by the way, find if you go to dotfiles.devinsideu.com. Which is under my personal account. Like I have a bunch of like install scripts and whatever, and my real dot files is inside of this like stove directory because I use stove to manage my dot files, right? So as you can see, like these are the actual, why is it so huge here? So these are my actual dot files. And so I think that I will just create a directory inside here, and I'll call it Nix, and inside of it, I'll do Home Manager, I'll just home. I'll just do home, okay? So my flake will be inside of Nix home, okay? So in fact, I'm actually gonna try to open Visual Studio Code because like here, like nothing is installed and it's gonna just start the one from Windows. All right. So we'll create a file. How do they want us to call it? Okay, well, it needs to be a flake. Okay, so we'll take flake.nix. Not take, I'm sorry. Touch. There we go. All right, so this is our nix flake. And so we're gonna do insert, and we're gonna copy this whole thing. Is there a copy button? There isn't, so I need to go like this, like a freaking caveman. There we go. All right. So let's see if we even understand this. Okay, so this is a flake. So this is a description of a flake. Home manager configuration of Vlad. That's my name. You still don't understand where to put the nix file? So the idea of the home manager is to manage your, the configuration for your home user, right? And by the way, there are some limits to what you can do when you're not on NixOS, right? So basically everything that requires root, which pretty much means, services like Docker. There's actually a rootless version for Docker, but basically home manager cannot do this for you unless you're on NixOS, right? But everything else, it can. Okay, so the idea is that you have like a repository that you'll probably have it on GitHub, because the idea is that if you have a new machine, then you just bring you just clone your dot files, and now not only do you have the configurations for your tools, but you also have the actual tools. Okay, and so I put it into my dot files live over here. I have a video about synchronizing your dot files with a tool called Stove, which is a GNU tool. Basically, it's just a helper to create like regular aliases, right? So there's nothing special about those aliases, just that it manages them for you. Okay, so this will be part of my dot files when we're finished here. All right, so specify the source of home manager and Nix packages. So So Nix packages has this idea of stable stuff, right? So basically, like every half a year or so, they graph like a stable release, and they call it stable, which is just a branch on in NixOS Nix packages repository on GitHub. And so so there's NixOS stable, there's a NixOS -unstable, where they merge stuff more often, like basically like once a month or so. It's a bit of a misnomer, because a lot of people actually use unstable. There's nothing sort of unstable about them. Occasionally something is broken, but it could also be broken in the stable release. Okay, and also there is a master branch where people just merge stuff in. Most of the times things on master, they just work. So I'm just gonna do like this. So we're gonna track master. In fact, this is probably what this part is saying here. The above example tracks the master branch of home manager and NixOS unstable branch of Nix packages. Okay, so as you can see, we have like two inputs. One is a home manager over here, where we track the master branch, which means we just say, the repository name. We don't do like / anything. So by removing this / unstable, I'm saying that I'm also tracking the master branch of Nix. Okay, so we have like two inputs. We can remove that. We can also do this. Just my preference. All right, so the outputs is, okay, so this is built for one system. Okay, so you can go like really crazy about this, right? So you can have like one flake that, that has multiple outputs inside of it, that, tracks the configuration for, for your Mac and for your Linux. For now, like, I just want to keep things simple, because I have only 1 hour, so we're just going to keep it like this. I actually believe that this is my system. There's a way to go into the Nix shell and to find out my system. I don't remember how to do this, so we're going to Google that. Nix REPL show system. Well, actually, just Nix show system. Yep, there we go. That's too complicated. This should be like a one-line thing. By the way, if you guys are here, you know this stuff, just let me know, please. Let's see if I can just start the Nix REPL and do something like System? Build system? Do I need it? I really don't remember how to do this. Nix print out system. It should not be so hard to find. Ah, there we go. Built-in current system. That's what I need. There we go. x86 64 Linux. Great, we figured it out. So it's gonna work at least for me. Okay, so our packages is going to be, it's gonna come from Nix packages, which comes from here. Legacy packages, system. So this is gonna be a home configuration for Vlad. Home manager, lib home manager configuration, inherit packages, okay. Specify your home configuration modules here. For example, the path to your home.nix. Well, it's also going to be here, right? So I'll guess we'll touch home.nix, right? Yeah. So that's fine. Optionally use extra special to pass through arguments to home.nix. Okay, so it looks like we're good. We can keep reading the documentation. Oh, thanks, man. I'm not a superhero. Recently, somebody called me a king. I'm more of a servant here, right? All right. Home manager exposed by the flake under lib hm. You can use the above flake.nix as a template. And okay, so I could have done this instead of copy pasting that, like a caveman. Okay. Now install home manager and apply the configuration by doing that. Okay, so I'm not sure if I should already have the configuration. I guess we will see. Let's just try it out. So my user is Vlad, and I'm here, right? So we have like these two files. So if I paste that, and I just go, so flake URI is dot, right? So you can just do dot because the flake is inside of, inside of this current folder. So we're gonna do like Vlad and activation package. Let's see what happens. Okay, something is happening. That's a good sign. Right, so this is happening because like this home configurations.vlad thing is here, right? So we're doing home configurations.vlad, like this part. Well, technically this part. All right, syntax error, really? Oh, so the syntax error is in home.nix, which is an empty file. Okay, so yeah, so we probably need to put like at least something in there. So I guess, okay, so I guess we'll need to come back here once we actually read the beginning. I should probably just click on here. All right. Okay. Your use of home manager is centered around the configuration file, which is typically found at home.nix. So our home.nix is in a different location. Okay. This configuration file can be built and activated. Build it in configuration produce a directory in the Nix store that contains all files and programs that should be available in your home directory and Nix user profile, respectively. The build step also checks that the configuration is valid, and it will fail with an error if you, for example, assign a value to an option that does not exist or assign a value of the wrong type. Some modules also have custom assertions that perform more detailed module-specific checks. Concretely, if your configuration contains programs Emacs enable yes, then building it, for example, using home manager build, will result in an error message saying something like a definition for option blah blah. Okay, well that's Nix. Okay. The machine. Okay, so by the way, this is like one of those things that like we're not going to do probably any of that today. We just want the absolute basics. So we want just the home manager just to install stuff for us. That's all, not configure them. This is a configuration we'll do some other time, probably like a year from now, because for now I'm very happy with managing my dot files with stove. The message indicates that you must provide a Boolean value for this option, that is blah, 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 the documentation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there is also a man. I wonder if that's gonna work for us. Yeah, that's not gonna work for us because we're doing this flake thing, and I'm not smart enough to know how to figure it out. Or maybe after we install the flake, like after we actually, run like a successful thing, then maybe it will work. Okay, so a fresh install of home manager will generate a minimal home Nix file containing something like this. I guess we will just see, like, I don't know if we can do this because we're using flakes. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Okay, so now we'll open the actual configuration. We'll put this in here. Okay, about you and passage should manage. Okay, so this is going to be Vlad, and this is going to be home Vlad. All right. The value determines home manager. Okay, so this one determines the. Oh, thanks, man. I was technically yesterday, but thank you. By the way, fun fact: I'm originally from Ukraine, and the Ukraine war started on my birthday. What a coincidence. All right, this value determines the home manager release that your configuration is compatible with. This helps avoid breakages when your home manager will introduce backwards compatibility, blah, 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 blah. You can update home. Okay, I'm going to assume that the documentation is up to date, and this is actually the latest release, and probably this is the November of the year 22, so I think it's good. Okay, let home manager install and manage itself. I kind of want to set it to false. I want to try by starting with false because that's what the flake is going to do. Let's see what happens if we do false. Okay, so let's run this command from before again. This is one of those things, by the way, that I do all the time, right? Like as a content creator, at some point I want to make a video about it, and so I need to poke at it, right? I need to see like what happens if I don't do what the documentation says. I have a pretty fast connection, so it should be pretty quick, this download. I'm getting kind of worried that I don't have too much time left. I have like half an hour max. But like, who knows? If this succeeds, like all I need to do is like copy paste my, the list of my, the list of the things that I want to install, and then we're good. And then I will need to try to do this in my actual distribution. Oh, by the way, did you see it was installing man pages? So maybe that thing will work now. It didn't. Maybe I need to get out and back in. No, still no. All right, so at least it didn't fail, so maybe it already worked. So at this point, I'm gonna search for flake again, and I'm going to see like what it was saying like after this command. Remember, so we were like we pasted this thing, and we had an error, so now we kind of fixed it. So now let's go do the next thing. Okay, so let's see if we can do this part. Okay, so the flake URI is going to be dot, and that's going to be Vlad. Okay. Oh, interesting. It says user system D daemon not running, skipping reload. So WSL actually has system D, and I kind of want to enable it. Let me run this again real quick, first of all. Okay, cool. So let me actually go open edcwsl.conf, my password. There we go. Okay, I have no idea how to use nano. Okay. Ah, finally, somebody who actually knows Nix. Thanks, Rory. So feel free to help me anytime. Much appreciated. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm launching my other WSL distribution to copy paste this configuration that enables systemd. And I'll need to disable my keyboard in a second anyway. Yep, there we go. All right, so I should disable this stupid sound for the keyboard. All right, so this is what I need. Copy that, go over here. Okay, how do I paste stuff? Can I just do Control-Shift-V? Okay, great. Exit, yes. Enter. I'm a genius. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's in there. All right, so I think I need to get out of here. I need to do, actually I need to do a shutdown. So I'm gonna close this here. Okay. Okay, so now I can go back here. Yeah, so see how it's taking longer to load? So this is a sign that systemd is working. So it will take like, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds even to load, which is kind of annoying, but I'm pretty sure that it worked. So if I now go to home slash, actually I shut down that thing, so I should probably reload the window. I shut down the whole WSL, so VS Code was still open connected. Okay, so cd dot files home Nix home. Okay, so habits. All right, so now we need to find this command again. Was the activate thing? Yeah, that one. Okay, cool. Activating, reloading systemd. Okay, so I guess that we're kind of like done. Okay, so I guess I did not need to do that stuff. It says like building a flake-based configuration is as simple as this. So I should have done that, I guess. Can I even do like which home manager? Okay, so that thing doesn't work, and that thing doesn't work probably because I said false here. So do I need to do that thing again, this Nix build thing again? How was it? Nix, space build, okay. Nix build. Okay, hold on. Nix build. That one, okay, so let's see. Okay, so now which home manager? This is interesting. Do I need to activate it now? Like, do I need to do this thing again? Like how do I actually? Okay, yeah. So we still do need it. So the first time we do that thing, but the next times we can pretty much do that. Okay, so whoops, I removed too much. Okay, so the next time we can just go like this, like that. By the way, very often, like on Mac, you would need these quotes. On Linux, especially for like, you know, things without like spaces or anything, I think this should work. Yeah. Okay, so no changes, so we're using latest profile generation too. Okay, cool. I think it's working much better than I thought. All right, so let's keep reading. Okay, so we copy pasted this. Let's expand the initial configuration file to also install the htop and fortune packages, install Emacs with a few extra packages available, and enable the user GPG agent service. Actually, it's funny, like Home Manager was talking to systemd. Maybe it can actually install things like Docker. I'm really curious. That would be super cool if it can manage like to install Docker on a non-Nix OS system. That would be cool. And I mean like specifically like the root version of Docker, but probably can't. Okay. To satisfy the above setup, we should elaborate the home Nix file as follows. Okay, packages that should be installed to use a profile. Okay, so this is pretty much all I wanted today. Okay, we have that. We have that part, right? So it's that one. Okay. Okay, so this is like the configuration stuff, right? So this is something that I don't want today, and I don't want that. So pretty much, if I have that. And I'll put it like I'll put it down like here, right? So yeah, why not? Let's just keep it like this. Okay, so now I should be able to just say like build. Okay, so hold on, which htop? Okay, we already have htop. Which fortune? Okay, still. So now if I do that, a definition for option home packages is not of type package. Okay, did I make a typo? Did I copy this thing accidentally? This one thing? Oh yeah, there it is. It's this one thing. You guys were supposed to tell me this. All right. Okay, so we're in generation 3. So if I do which htop now, yeah, okay, so now it's the one managed by Nix, and which fortune is the one managed by fortune. Okay. So at this point, I'm pretty much like done for today. I just want to know what is going to happen if I do that in my Nix distribution that already has a bunch of stuff installed. Especially it has it installed with like Nix-env. Let's just read just a tiny bit, because usually when you find what you need in the documentation and then you just like stop reading, usually bad things happen. Like usually a couple of paragraphs below is like, by the way, you can do this whole thing like 10 times easier and simpler. So let's see. Nix packages can be installed to the user profile using home packages. The option name of the program module typically starts with program blah blah blah. Similarly for service module, like the home manager, right? So this is the service module over here. The name starts with services, blah, blah, blah. Note in some cases, the package has both programs and service options. Emacs is such an example. This is actually good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, but they didn't set any, or maybe this is for Emacs. I'm not an Emacs user, so maybe, I don't think, why would a GPG agent be required for, okay. To activate this configuration, you can run blah, or if you're not feeling so lucky, okay. Okay, so yeah, so in our case, like this switch command is that one, right? Home manager switch, and then you just give it the flake and which one do you want. So basically, if you have multiple computers, multiple users, so this is how you say which one to build. Okay, so let's read a little bit more. Okay, rollbacks, that's good. While the home manager does not explicitly support rollback at the moment, it's relatively easy to perform one manually. The steps to do so are run home manager generations. Let's actually do that. Okay, so this is like the 3 generations. That's good. Copy the Nix store path of the generation you choose. So for example, the first one. Okay, so for example, over here, we did not have htop installed, right? So I'm gonna copy that one and run the active script inside the copied store path. Oh, okay, activate. Okay, so if I do that and I do like /activate, nice. So if I do which htop, it now means that I don't have htop anymore. I mean, it's the one that was installed with Linux. So which fortune, I don't have it anymore. Okay, so yeah, and so now pretty much it means that if I run like that thing again, it will just, you know, build a new generation number 5, which again has the stuff. That's really good. Like, this is one of the amazing things by Nix. Okay, keeping your home directory safe from harm. Okay, so to configure programs and services, Home Manager must write various things to your home directory. That's exactly what I was worried about, which is exactly why we're doing this in a separate WSL distribution. To prevent overwriting any existing files when switching to a new generation, Home Manager will attempt to detect collisions between existing files and generated files. If any such collision is detected, the activation will terminate before changing anything on your computer. This is, again, one of the amazing things about Nix, which is why, you know, they take out the fear, so it's all good. For example, suppose you have a wonderful, painstakingly created config and add. This is a good question. Is system D needed to order in order to use a Home Manager? I don't think so. What does it print out at the end? I wonder if we can. This is a good question. It's a very good question. So let's actually turn it off and see. My super secret password. Okay, so let's go here and set it to false, and we're gonna save yes, enter, save. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's do shutdown. Let's go back in, and the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna say which fortune. Okay, so it's still there. Okay, so let's try to add a tool. Come on, wake up. I'm waiting for my embedded NeoVim plugin to wake up and for the cursor to change. There we go. Okay, so let's add packages.get. Okay, and let's run, okay, .files nix home. So let's run this activate thing now. Yeah, so basically this is the one that we need. Okay, so we're doing this thing now. Okay, so see, it looks like it's getting Git. Okay, user system DD but not running, skipping reload. So if I do which git, it worked. So I guess you only need it when you're actually having services, right? Because like so far we have only been using like packages. But if you remember, like this is, for example, a service. So no, actually I'm claiming that it's a service. Like I know what I'm talking about. I thought that everything that you like enable is a service, but maybe not. So like I guess when you want Home Manager to manage services, and again I don't know how limited it is on non NixOS operating systems. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the stream, so maybe more people stumble on it, even though I have to go very soon, right? Yeah, so I guess it's only for those services, right? So I don't know how limited it is on non-NixOS operating systems, but if you are on NixOS, which runs systemd, or you know, does Mac run systemd? I'm not sure. Yeah, so basically it's for services, but for packages, I think we're good. Okay, very good question though. All right, so we were here. So let's say you have this file. Oh, okay. Enable true. Like, see, like I don't know why you would enable. Maybe this is the mistake that they're talking about. Switching will result in the web, please move it. Like, this is my question, like why do you need to enable Git? Because Git is not a service, it's just a tool, you know, like Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you. It was yesterday. Just FYI. Okay, so this is a good example. Like so this is what we just did, right? So we just said install git, okay, and we don't have Nix, we don't have systemd, and it worked. Git is freaking there, okay, and it says like if we do this, it will throw an error because we have a configuration file, but I'm in a fresh WSL distribution, so I don't have a separate configuration file. So for me, it should not fail. But I really wonder what this enable true is. Actually, this is not such a great test because we already have that thing. So my theory that, like everything that you need to enable is a service is probably wrong. Like, let me actually try this. So I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to paste it like here. And I'm going to remove that. And I'm just going to leave this part, right? Which basically is the same as, if you're not familiar, like in Nix, like... this is like you can kind of like nest things, right? So every dot you can nest it like JSON. So what happens if well, first of all, if I true, okay? So if we do this, what does it even mean? Okay, so git version whatever. Okay, so what if I say false? It's still there. Which git? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Like for services, it kind of makes sense, right? It basically means, okay, don't just install it, but also run it. But like for Git, I guess it's sort of just like a limitation because like even services are also programs, and so this attribute exists, but it will probably be just just ignored. Maybe they will explain things more later. Or maybe for Git, like enabling Git means actually manage the Git configuration. Maybe that's what it means, So if you don't enable it, well, it will just install Git, but it's not going to manage Git's configuration. Okay, there we go. Graphical services. Home Manager includes a number of services intended to run in a graphical session. For example, Axe Screensaver and Dunst. Unfortunately, such services will not be started automatically unless you let Home Manager start your Axe session. That is, you have something like this. In your system configuration and enable and Windows and blah, blah, blah in your home. Okay. I really wonder if it can actually do all of those things. Because like on a non-Nix OS distribution. York, what do you mean? Just for updating Home Manager via Git? Okay, so updating doesn't, we don't need updating because we use the flakes. Oh, by the way, we already arrived at the flakes thing. So we read all of that. And we were like somewhere here. Okay, Nix OS module. We're not on Nix OS. Nix Darwing, so this is like from Max. Okay, so Max just needs a couple more inputs, but basically the rest is like the same. This is interesting. Writing Home Management. The model system Home Manager is based entirely on the Nix OS model system, so we will hear only how the aspects are specific for information about the model system. So we probably cannot use the model system anyway because we're not on Nix OS, but I'm actually not sure. Option a few Home Manager how to make use of custom. All right, so I have only 10 minutes left. All I want to do is I want to go to my Dev Insider distribution, and I'll have to enter my password. So hold up. How many of you guys are actually here? I haven't checked in a while. Okay, a couple. That's great. So my keyboard is disabled. There we go. Keyboard is back. All right. So if we do something like I don't have fortune. I don't have fortune. I do have fortune. Interesting. All right. So I'm going to do nix -e and v -e fortune. It's not fortune. See, like this is a bunch of crap that I have. Okay, so it's fortune mode. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now which fortune? I don't have it. Okay, so if I go into my dot files and I create this nix home in there, and I open this whole thing also in VS Code. All right, and I will touch flake.nix, and I will touch home.nix, and nope, leave me alone. So if we go to flake.nix and we just copy paste this whole thing, which I unfortunately have to use the mouse because reasons, and home.nix, it's gonna be that whole thing. All right, so if I just tell it fortune, and I'm not gonna have that, the question is like, will it work? Because I already have a bunch of stuff installed, managed with like nix-env and whatever. Also, just before, like right before I run it, I want to pipe that into stuff previously installed stuff. And even though Linux doesn't need extensions, we're just going to do that. Okay, so because I'm like kind of worried that, you know, the flake will just override like all of that crap, and then I will not even remember what I have installed. Also, we actually might run into an issue like my ZSH is installed via Nix, so if it accidentally freaking removes it, I might not even be able to like freaking start this distribution. I had issues with this in the past, I believe. I think it's better if I use my default distribution for this actually instead of the dev inside one. So let's do this. We have 6 minutes left, so we should be fine. There we go. Okay, so the distribution that I'm starting right now is the one that I usually use to prepare my videos. It's called Space, like as a workspace. Let's also make sure that I have the latest version of my dot files actually. Yes. Okay. So again, we're gonna take nix home. We're gonna touch flake.nix. We're gonna touch home.nix. I'm gonna start it with VS Code, and kind of losing track of where I am and stuff. So this is dev inside you. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna go here, actually move it a little bit closer. There. All right, so flake.nix is here. And oh, by the way, I should remove, well, I don't even know if I have fortune. Okay, I do. So this is one of those things like when you don't manage your packages declaratively, like what happens is like your system get out of sync in terms of what is installed and what is not installed. Okay, so which fortune? All right, so let's go here again, flake.nix. And home.nix. All right, so remove that. We only have fortune. Okay, so now I'll go here and I'll start copy pasting things again from flake. It jumped too far. Okay, so I need that. Not here, here. So I need this. And the flake URI is dot. And here we have Vlad. Okay, so this is exactly like one of the situations where you actually do need quotes. No such file or directory. Hold up. What? Oh, so the difference here is that we're inside of a Git repository and flakes ignore things that are not added to Git. So there's so we can just do, you know, we can just add all the files, right? We can just git add all. But there is also a super nice flag in git -n, which basically says add these files, but don't add changes to those files. So it's like, let's pretend like that. See how my prompt changed? Maybe this is already enough. Yes, this is already enough. So now that Git knows about those files, we can actually do this thing. Okay, so after this, we'll need to do that part. Actually, I'm curious if we can just immediately go do that. Let's see if we can do like, if we can do which home manager, and if the home manager is already installed because we did the first line. Probably not. I don't think so. All right, which home manager? Okay, so the very first time we still need to do that thing, which is here. And we need to go Vlad, and we need to go dot like that. Okay, so it has its own generations. So if I do which git, I still have my other git. And if I do which fortune, so I can have both? That is interesting. Well, okay. So I still have 1 minute left. So let's go and see what happens if I actually add git. Okay, because I already have git installed, right? So now I can do, now I can just do that, that whole thing. Okay, so this is a dot, and this is Vlad. Perhaps there's a conflict with a package that was installed using exactly. That's exactly what happened. Well, this is amazing. So this means that I can. The only thing that I will probably still have installed with nixenv is ZSH. Okay, so if I open a file here, open file. Come on. Where's that file? Was it? It was here, right? hold up. Was it in dev inside you? Whatever. Yeah, so it wasn't the other one. Okay, let's just call it blah. Blah. Okay, so if I grab all of that and I just throw it into here, I probably have like too much crap in there. Okay, so again, like ZSH is probably the only thing that I want. Oh, fuck it, you live only once. Okay, so we're gonna have everything here. Okay, so let's go like that. I really need to go, but I want to know if this is gonna work. I know there is a way to do this with macros, but it's only a couple of lines, so I'll be done in a sec. Home manager path. Interesting. So it installed this tool for me. So I guess we're gonna remove that one. Oh, thank you, man. For those of you who don't speak Ukrainian, this is a happy birthday. Okay, I should have freaking used the macro. You guys should have fucking forced me to use a macro. Now I'm almost done. All right. So now, man, I really don't have time. Can I do nix env hyphen e like I don't know, star? I guess I can. Okay, so now I'll do that, and it will. Okay, so I probably should not have removed the home manager path. So I'll run this command again, and it will add it back. It's like we're performing a surgery here. It's like I just uninstalled like freaking everything that I had, including the freaking ZSH that I'm like inside right now, but we haven't reloaded yet, so we should be fine. Oh, obviously I also installed Nix packages. Uninstalled Nix packages. So we will have to. This is not something to do when you're like running out of time and stuff. One of my editors, all right. All right, you guys are now on Google Translate, right? All right. Okay, so maybe I'll also need to do that build thing. No. Okay, hold up. So that's dot, and that's Vlad. error executing git, so we at least need git. I wonder why it needs git. Well, actually, yeah, okay. So what happened, like on Ubuntu, we already had git from Ubuntu when we started, like on that other distribution. But here, once I switched everything to Nix, I actually uninstalled git that was installed with Ubuntu, so now it was like dying. I wonder why it's okay. Good. Okay, so all right, undefined variable. Oh, okay. Hold up. There we go. Come on, please just do it. Undefined variable dev in. Okay, so dev env. What is dev env? Wherever. I guess I don't know what that is. It's doing stuff. It's working. Oh, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way. Even though like the stream is finishing, still like help more people to stumble on the stream because it will stay public once we're done. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm really happy to hear this every time. You know that my videos actually helped others. I have 600 Mbit down, so pull it. Actually, how do I see everything that Home Manager installed? List everything Nix Home Manager installed. Yeah, exactly. Only list Home Manager path, exactly. Whatever. All right, so now if I do nix env-q, it will tell me, okay, so there's only git. How? Oh, okay, hold on. We didn't do that. We didn't do that other thing. We didn't do that thing. Okay, so that's going to be dot, and that's going to be Vlad. Okay. But which one? Okay, so probably git is the issue, right? Okay, so but we need git. Let's go like this. I wonder if git is the conflict. It has to be, right? So now like which git, okay. And okay, so there's only nix. Okay. Cool. Okay, exactly. So now we have only Nix installed and home manager path, but if we ask like which git, everything works. Which fortune, everything works. Oh yeah, we didn't add fortune. Like which htop and whatever. Okay, so did I not have htop in there? Htop. Okay. All right. So all right. So if we go Vlad and we go dot, it should install htop. This is not ideal. I need the stuff from home manager to be on the path before everything else. Yeah, like that sucks. Did I do something wrong? Like I feel like the list was much longer. What happened? Where did all of this stuff go? How did I delete that? So after age, everything was gone. Okay. Great. Damn it. I really don't know how this happened because now like half of the stuff was not there. My wife's gonna kill me. What was it? Home manager switch. Ah yes, so now I need to do that thing. Sort of like an import. Okay. Annoying. Come on, I need to go. Nix profile list, maybe. So like home manager has its own like generations thing. Okay, so I guess it's just called epifetch. The same thing for neofetch. Okay, so I guess unstable was the name of the package. It's not that I really need it, but okay. So there's Sublime 4. Okay, so they renamed it, I guess. Okay, so I actually have unfree in my nixconf. I don't. Why do I not have this? Is it not here? It's in conf nix packages. Allow unfree true. Okay, home manager, allow unfree. I just don't know where to put it. I just don't remember where to put it on that. Okay, so it's just like that, I think. All right, see, I really need to go as well. I'll run in just a second. I think if I just do it, it's gonna work. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, so I'll deal with this some other time. For now, I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, Sublime as well. Oh yeah, we'll just like download 3 gigs. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Hold. Because basically, like if I go like this, then I'm not gonna be able to stop thinking about the fact that, you know, I'm not even gonna be able to like start my WSL distributions, right? Because like now ZSH is installed via Home Manager, and so I need to make sure that it works before I can go, because otherwise I'm gonna like keep thinking about it all day. All right, so now if I do which CSH, which edge top, okay, this one I'm still, okay, is edge top now there? Okay, edge top is not here again. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, E, here. Okay, I need to figure out that some other time. Okay, but at least ZSH is here, and if I bat into NTC shells, it's gonna be there, right? This one, I don't really care, like BO was managed by the normal thing anyway. All right, so let's, the moment of truth. If I close everything, or even if I open another tab, okay, another tab works. Okay, very happy. So I'm gonna close this one, close this one. Okay, so everything is closed. I'm gonna shut down WSL. gonna start. We did it in space, right? Which is my distribution that I use to prepare my videos. So if this loads now, then I did not break my system. Amazing. All right. Yeah, so these ones are unfortunately not helpful. So there's probably home manager list, something. Home manager. Oh, this works now. Okay. List. Oh, just packages. Great. So home manager packages. Okay, there we go. Great. Everything is back. Everything works. Oh, and now HTOP is also at the top. I am insanely happy that it worked. Look at what we did. So this was generated by flake. So this is a log file. This is the actual configuration. This is all of my packages, and now I'm going to commit it. I still need to fix like this Ookla stuff. Maybe it's actually gonna work. City next home. Maybe it's gonna work now because maybe there was some weird thing about like loading the config or whatever. Because like technically like this setting should like allow it. Let's see. What just happened? Okay, good. Okay, so what was it? Nix, no. Home manager, what did I do? Switch, okay. Yeah, I really don't know why it doesn't allow me to do that. We'll figure out some other time. So for now, I'm just gonna comment it out. We're gonna commit this whole thing. Home manager. Jesus. Home manager, exactly. We're gonna push it. I'm gonna show it to you guys. All right, so this is all we did today. I'm just gonna throw it in chat in case you guys need it for later. And I really need to run. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll do this some other time. I'm planning to stream more often, but I'm not going to start streaming more often for another, I don't know, couple of months or so. All right, cool. I really need to run. Yes, thank you. Okay, and don't forget to hit the like button, and you're probably already subscribed, but still. All right, peace.